stands, and that's my point. And that's kind of where I want to go with this. These, and I'm calling them stands because I don't feel like these people who are coming at me on my video in the comment section, I don't feel like they're real fans anymore. They're not classic fans in the sense where you, me, the tree, we can go to a place like the Geeks and Gamers forums, and I can start a topic, and we can have a discussion, and maybe get in a debate about it. But it's a standard nerd debate. It's a geek debate. It's where we're throwing at things, how we view things, but we're not attacking each other. We're attacking the content and how one is maybe approaching it. We're dissecting, trying to figure it out in these situations. But these fans, these stands, they now come after people who are breaking away from the hive mind of we all have to like this. We're all so desperate for this to be on the screen now that we cannot have anybody say that this might be bad because we've waited so long. They've waited so long for the Wheel of Time to get a live action that people cannot have an opinion that it might not be good because it could ruin it all. It might go away then, and we won't get it. And that's the problem. And one of the reasons I felt it, I mean, you guys know at this point that I hold shills with about as much weight as anything. But the shills are starting to be split on this. They're starting to be split on Wheel of Time. I've read there's plenty of fresh and there's plenty of rotten scores. Exactly. We are not lemmings who blindly follow the narrow-minded. Legatus Legionis. We are not. We are individuals, and that's something that I said to like the 3 or 4 people that I replied to in my comments this morning. Instead of just letting them spurg at me and not giving them the satisfaction of response, I needed to vent. I said, I have an individual opinion. I don't care what your community thinks. I don't care what your super fan at the top of your community food chain thinks. I have an opinion, and I'm allowed to have that opinion. This show will get its likes and dislikes, and that there should be room for us to have different opinions. And I am just fascinated at how and now I'm going back to my main point on this, these stands, how these franchises, these fandoms, look at all our fandoms right now. They have been taken over by the stands. It's frightening. The stands control large portions of all our fan bases, and a lot of us have been driven to our certain sections where we can still talk to each other and not have freakouts with these people. But it's just, they've taken over, and I just realized that today, that if you disagree with something, it's in the MCU, it's here in the Wheel of Time, Star Wars, Disney Star Wars. Real Star Wars fans are still good. And well, of course, there are levels of, what kind of real Star Wars fan you are. Are you just the basic movies, or are you like me, an EU guy? And then I know I admit, as an EU guy, I roll my eyes whenever people who are just basic movie Star Wars fans, or were in some cases because they blackpilled on Star Wars now, how they claim Star Wars is dead. And I just want to go, no, it's not dead. Just Disney Star Wars is dead. Real Star Wars is still alive. The EU is there just waiting for you. Oh, I'll spoil you. Just not the way you want. It's not the way you want. Anyway, but these stands, they're in Star Trek, Star Wars, MCU, Harry Potter. I mean, look what they're doing with Harry Potter. The stands have so much control that HBO is so afraid of them that they're not bringing J.K. Rowling into the reunion special. Let me see if I can find that. Hold on a second. I just want to bring just to show that J.K. Rowling is not, the HBO is holding this big reunion special with all the original cast members, and J.K. Rowling's not going to be there. Now, they're going to make all kinds of excuses, and my thing is, HBO Max, Warner Brothers, whoever's in charge of HBO now, we don't know with all the sales going on. They're scared of the stan wing of the Harry Potter fan base who are angry that J.K. Rowling has a certain view on human biology. It doesn't make any sense. How can the person who created it, who is alive and well and ready to talk about the things that she created, is not going to be there? Now, again, I'm sure there's other articles. I saw articles that are telling why she's not there, but the point is, my theory, and this is my theory, in my opinion, this is what these stands do. They have these executives afraid because they're afraid of cancellation. They're afraid of the woke mob. It's sad. It's sad that this is what fandoms have turned into, that these crazy stands they're steering the car, they're steering the ship, they're steering the boat. They're piloting the train, they're flying the plane, while the rest of us are just screaming, no, 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 we just want to enjoy it again. Why are you making this so political? Why are you making this so about virtue signaling politics? We just want our stories. We just want our escapism. Our escapism. So I was startled today when I came to realization that all these stands are in so much control of our fandoms. And I guess you blame social media. You blame us. I mean, I'm probably to blame because I was perfectly happy not interacting with the larger fandoms at large out in the internet. I was happy to read my books, play my games, talk to my close friends about all the stuff I loved. I didn't feel the need to get out there and make sure that our fandoms had not been taken over. So I share the blame because I see you say we let this happen. We all let this happen because we had our noses in books. We had our noses in books. We had our faces, our hands watching controllers, our faces staring at screens, while certain members of our fan base took control and basically wanted to be authoritarian and purity test. I mean, that's what the comments section in my Wheel of Time latest video is. That's the result of people who believe in purity testing. Purity testing to see whether or not you belong in the fan, whether or not you're allowed to be a fan, whether or not you're allowed to join the community. And like I said before, I am all for Gary's banning of the word community. Fellowship, nakama. Let's use the term from Japan. One Piece user friendly nakama, my close friends, associates. These people, they have done this, and we have to collect, protect, and preserve it, and we have to be there. We have to outlast it because these people, they don't have staying power, in my opinion. I don't think they have staying power. I can go all night long, baby. I can go all night long into the morning, give me a sandwich, and I'm still ready to keep on pumping. But these people, I think they're exactly. Oh, yeah, I agree, MC. You still don't believe they are real. The woke mob only exists on Twitter through astroturfing and shilling millions of bots accounts. Yeah, there are some suckers that have gone along with them. But the problem is the suckers scream the loudest. Because let's be honest, the individual mind will always be stronger than the hive mind because we can think on our feet. We can turn on a dime, as my dear sainted mother likes to say. We can turn on a dime. We can have the quick thought, the quick wit to get a quick response, to change our argument as we see fit. The hive mind, the NPCs, they can't do that. They can only go with the pre-programmed download. As you guys have been saying, they are AIs. They are basically programmed AIs that can only talk a certain way, say a certain thing, wait for the approval of the community, wait for the higher-ups, the super fans, the channels at the top of the food chain to tell them that it's okay. Whereas you, me, everybody in our little sphere, from Comicsgate to Geeks and Gamers to Nerdrotic to EFAP to Critical Drinker. It's a Gunham. All the people in our little sphere, our corner of YouTube, we're free thinkers. We're individualists. We believe in freedom of thought. We believe in opinion. We believe in being allowed to have a disagreement and still find common ground. We can still find common ground. We can still get along because normal people have been having disagreements and still becoming friends since time began. This SJW woke cancellation bullshit where we all have to think and believe the same thing, that's new. That was born out of the PC, politically correct culture from the 1990s, and that got squashed because it became so absurd. But like good little Marxists, like good little leftists, they crawled under their rocks. They infiltrated in places we didn't know they were, while the rest of us, normal people, went about our businesses and lived our daily lives, talked to our friends, kept playing our games, kept reading our books, kept watching our TV shows and movies, and just having a good old-fashioned time, not knowing that they had retreated to regroup, repopulate their numbers, convert and indoctrinate more people through the university system around the world, not just here in the US. The university system around the world is infected with this woke, Marxist, intersectional, feminine, virtue signaling, SJW bullshit. It is everywhere. I saw it when it was first starting, when I was first in college. And I was just so... I didn't want to ruffle feathers. I just kept my head down. One of my favorite, one of my phrases back then when I was but a young lad in my early 20s was, I'm just keeping my head down. I just want to get through this. I don't want to fight with anybody. I don't care about this stuff. And I should have cared. You got to care. You cannot ignore these things because that's how they win. That's how they win. That was when we crushed the PC culture. The 90s culture embraced the awesomeness of the 80s. Oh, I miss the 80s. I miss the 80s so much. It embraced the best things of the 80s, and it crushed PC culture for a decade. It crushed it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I don't do Facebook. I will never do Twitter. If you want to reach out to me, just email me. It's purely for this channel. I will not miss your communication. Check me out at the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS. Join me in conversations there, among many others. And I'm now on Odyssey @The Renaissance Nerd. Follow me there as well. Help us keep fighting to return escapism to entertainment. Thank you again for watching. See you next time.